Well, good morning, everybody. World Tour class. This is Mr. Songer here. I hope you've been enjoying the class so far with the wonderful and amazing Mrs. Shallow. I am in sunny Florida right now and actually just getting ready to come back to join you here in blustery Minnesota, where I'll be back for class on Friday. But what I wanted to do today is tell you a little bit about the World Tour website project that we're going to be working on throughout the course of this trimester. We're going to be using a program called iWeb, and after I get done with this brief tutorial, I will let you get into groups where you will then go and work on the computer and experiment with iWeb and see how the program works. I like using iWeb because it's very compatible with our Apple computers that we have here in the music area. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go down to this thing called the dock at the bottom of the screen, which shows you many of the applications that are on the Mac. And you notice when I hover over the iWeb app, it says iWeb there at the top of the app. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the iWeb program. So it'll take a couple seconds to do that. And one thing that you'll notice right away on some of your computers is you'll get a box that will say, do you want to upgrade? It might say something about many various things might pop up in a screen. Just close it or hit cancel and it'll take you right to the program here. So then another thing you'll notice when you open up iWeb is down the left-hand side here, you'll see a website that a group has already created. I want you to leave that alone. Don't worry about that. If you want to peruse it and look at it, it may be a website that the World Tour class did last year, so you can kind of get an idea of what they did a year ago, okay? But what I want you to do to start with is go up to File at the way left-hand corner of your screen and get the pull-down menu there. And I want you to go down to New Site, the second option there, New Site. And the first thing that will happen is you'll get this pull-down window that has all sorts of options for a template that you can use for your site. So, for example, we could have all white pages, all black pages, all goldenrod, and as we go down, there are many different options here. All right. Now, you are not deciding right here what every page of your site is going to be. You're just basically deciding on what the first page is going to be. Many of you might decide you want all the pages to be in the same template so that there's some consistency. That's not a bad idea. However, you might have some disagreement in your group about which page you want to use, or you might feel like each page might have a different feel to it depending on the country that we're studying. So it's okay to choose different templates for each page. I'm going to go with this modern frame. That's the one that I'm going to choose. So also you should notice then you have to choose a welcome page, about me, photos, my albums, movie, blog, podcast, or blank. I like to use either the welcome page, the about me page, or blank. They're just nice setups for what we're doing. There might be a time when you're going to post a video where you could use the movie page. You might have a page with a bunch of photos, so you would use the photo page. But usually, welcome or about me or blank is good. And I would only use blank if you really want to get creative with what you want to design. The welcome and about me provide good templates that you can use, whereas the blank is just a blank page, and then you have to create what kind of text boxes you want, shapes, lines, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to just go to the welcome page to start out with. And then you'll notice that over on the left side, we have a new site. First thing I want you to do there is type in your names. So this is Songer. Let's say I'm working with Mrs. Ford, then I would also type Ford. And maybe I'm working with Mrs. Swanson, so I'd type Swanson. Notice how I'm just doing one long line of words. That is the easiest for when we upload these websites. Whatever you do, do not use punctuation. Spaces are okay, but I'd kind of like you just to write all your names right in a row. And unlike what I just did, I think you should use your first names, not your last names, because one thing we want to avoid on these websites is use of your last name. So I'll hit enter. And then notice we have a welcome page. And when I click on it, there it is. Now, you'll see that you have a bunch of headings already, some paragraphs, and some pictures. What we can do is we can just click here, and now we can change this to say whatever we want. And I can go down here, and we can just start typing. I can say This is our world tour project. You will see info on 10 different countries from around the world with a focus on music. And I could continue to type there. Now, let's say I don't want this box right here, or I want to move it. I can move this where I want it, or I can simply just hit the delete button and it's gone. If I screw something up, you can always do edit, undo, and it's back. Okay. Now, same thing with these pictures. I could just delete them, or maybe I want to use my own pictures. So one option I would have is, let's go to Safari. And maybe the first thing I want to do is, because I know we're studying different countries, maybe I want to find the flags of those countries, for example. So I could go to Mexico flag and do an image search. And then click on one of these Mexican flag pictures. And then all I need to do is click and move it right over here, and it changes. And then maybe I want the Egypt flag. Images. Click on one of the Egyptian flags. Move that over. And maybe we'll finish with the Japan flag. And there it is. And we'll click and drag. And there's our Japan flag. So there we go. So we got our pictures in there, and we have our paragraph in there, and we're doing that. And we can move pictures around. I can add things to, like I could have dragged one of these pictures into any other area in the website too. I can resize them, which is nice. Okay. Maybe you want another area to type. I can go up to Insert Text Box, and there's my text box. And I can move that over there. I can go to down here where I have the colors, and I can change what color font I'm using in there, and you can change the type of font and all sorts of stuff you can do on Microsoft Word. So you can experiment with that. There's actually a really cool thing up here. If I go to View, Show, Inspector, this is a nice, convenient little toolbar to have, much like you have on Microsoft Word sometimes. Okay, and I can change my text. I can change my pictures. There's a lot of things I can do with that, so that's pretty cool. All right, so next thing I wanted to do was actually go on and do a photo booth session. Now, as Mr. Shallow has already told you, or will tell you, you do not need to have your own pictures on the website. But if you want to have your own pictures on the website, you can use the photo booth program. And let me see if I can get my face in there. Hello! As you can see, I'm not in sunny Florida when I made this video. I'm in practice room A. And I can take a picture of myself. All right, great picture, right? I'll be much more tan when I come back. And I can take that picture and drag it over here. And there I am. I'm now on my website. Okay, so you can take pictures of yourself if you want to. You don't have to. So that's a cool little deal right there, photo booth. Some of your computers don't have photo booth. If that's the case, you won't be able to do it today, but I will provide you with iPads where you can take pictures of yourself with the photo booth app on there, and then we can load it onto your website. So sorry for that inconvenience. All right, so now let's say I'm done with this page and I want to add another page. I'm going to go to File, New Page, not New Site, New Page. And again, it's going to ask me for the template. I'll go with About Me. Now I want you to watch something right up here. We now have a Welcome and an About Me page. We have both. But notice I can't click between the two yet. I have to wait till I actually load the program. To go between the two, I still have to go over here and go back and forth. See that? Okay. So now I have another page, but they're all going to automatically link up here so we can go from page to page when we navigate the website. So those are some of the basics on iWeb. I've already talked for about 10 minutes here, so I really want to let you have some time to work. But you might experiment with some other things. Like I said, I just barely mentioned these down here. You can play around with these different features, and also the inspector over here. I just brought it up to show you how you can affect text and such. One other thing you can do is, let's say you want to link your website to a video. You could go to YouTube, find an Egyptian song or something like that, and you could take that Egyptian song and then find the link. Like, let's open Safari here. Let's say I want to, well, let's go to YouTube. Oop. Go to YouTube. And let's look up Irish bagpipes. And we'll click on this here. And let's say I want to use that song with the Irish bagpipes. I can go up here, copy that link, and then go back to my iWeb and go down here and say, click here for a song with Irish bagpipes. And then do a copy paste. Maybe I'll hit return here first. And then all of a sudden, we have a link. Now again, it won't work to click on it now. I have to load it to the website before the links will work, but that link will work once we have it uploaded. So then people will be able just to simply click there, and then they can go to the YouTube site with the song. All right, now I've talked for 12 minutes, so I'm done. So Mrs. Shallow is going to help split you up and go into the rooms where there's computers with iWeb, and you can go ahead and start practicing with iWeb. And when I come back Friday, I'll give you some more instruction on what specifically we need to do for this website project for this trimester. Have a great day. We'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye, everybody.